Celestia Chain of Fate might not be what you think it is. I know this title and thumbnail sound clickbaity, but after watching the video, you'll see it's not. I'm Cute Spooky, and this is what I look like today. I received a code for this game, but that will not stop me from giving my real opinions on it, which will be pretty clear from this video. Celestia is not a bad game. I want to get that out of the way first. I really enjoyed my time with it. The art style was beautiful, and the soundtrack added to that as well. Those two things, along with the particle effects, the dynamic camera movement, and the sound effects, really made this game feel alive, which is important because there is no voice acting. If that's something that's important to you, you should know it is not voice acted at all, so you will be doing a lot of reading. I also enjoyed getting to know every single character, even the side characters. They're all treated with care, having their own motivations, flaws, backstories, etc. And the side stories really helped to develop them further and gave you further insight into what they were thinking throughout the story. So while you will spend most of your time playing as the main character, the game feels much bigger than her. It's easy to get invested in everyone you meet, and their interactions with each other are hilarious at times. This game got me to laugh out loud multiple times. It's one of those games that has a serious story, but there are a lot of funny moments mixed in, so it never takes itself too seriously. So I like the story, I like the art, I like the soundtrack, I like the characters. So why the title? For me, it comes down to how this game is being marketed. I think the way it's being marketed could mislead people who might otherwise not be interested in it or not want to purchase it. And I think these things should have been disclosed within the game's description. Maybe a lot of people already know about these things, but I didn't. I came into this blind. I knew it had been a mobile release prior, but I didn't know what it contained. The first big issue that I had with the game is that there are no graphics settings for the PC version, so you will be stuck with having this annoying bar at the top of the screen since you can't change it to full screen. I even tried to use Steam Big Picture mode to see if that would help, but it didn't. I did get used to this fairly quickly, so I don't think it's unplayable by any means, but they should have added graphics settings for PC if they were gonna sell it on Steam. Celestia was one of the stories available in the mobile app Memories, My Story, My Choice, so this is a port. That app was a combination of a lot of different novels. I haven't played it myself, but I looked into it a bit. It seems to be one of those games where you need keys to unlock further chapters, and you need gems to select the better options in the game. And you can absolutely tell that this was the case. There are a lot of situations where you're presented with 3 options, and there's a very obvious good answer and 2 mediocre ones. It'll be like choice 1, spend quality time with the guy you like. Choice 2, ignore him. Choice 3, go to sleep. There were also a lot of choices that would only change 1 line of dialogue, but otherwise it wouldn't affect things very much. The story would progress the same. However, there are a lot of bad endings to get. Now, some of these are not that interesting. You reach the bad ending very quickly. There's no special CG or event. It's just like, okay, I chose the wrong answer. I need to go back. But there were some bad endings that I wouldn't really classify as bad endings, more like alternative endings, and I had a lot of fun with those. It's usually pretty clear which one is going to get you the bad ending. I didn't naturally come across one until I was about halfway through the game, and the only reason I saw it was because I accidentally spammed the A button. I clicked it twice before I could even see what the options were. However, further on in the story, I did accidentally get a bad ending. But for the most part, I think you'll be able to avoid them if you're not into that kind of thing. I do think that some of them are worth viewing because they're funny. This game is marketed as an anime game, and you do play as a female character, and there are 3 guys for you to romance. But it has a different structure than you might be used to. I assume because it was a mobile game. There aren't really branching paths in this game. There is one main narrative. The choices you make, you'll end up back in the main narrative. You might see a different scene, but you're gonna end up back on the same story. So I think it's too generous to say that there are branching paths, and you can romance all 3 guys at the same time. There's no reason to focus on one at a time because you can build their affection equally. Unless you just want to do a playthrough where you focus on one at a time, but you're gonna be seeing a lot of the same text if you do that for no reason. And there are moments in the story where you will receive affection from all of the candidates, even if you're only wanting to focus on one. Along with that, there are some fan servicey sections, which you may be able to avoid entirely if they're not your cup of tea, but it's possible you may come across one without meaning to. So I think it should be disclosed that they're in there. I know there are people who play this genre who do not like BL or girls love, and there are scenarios in this game that include those things. Now it is rated T for teen, so nothing gets descriptive, but it's highly suggestive. So if you're not into that at all, I just think you should be aware of that before going into it. These scenarios, like I said, they're fan servicey, they're funny, they're not really serious parts of the narrative. I enjoyed them a lot. Personally, I like all of those things, so I had a lot of fun with it, but it's not something you often see in this genre. And probably the most important thing that I think should absolutely be disclosed is that this is not the complete story. So as I was playing, things in the story started to get crazy, but I saw there wasn't that many more chapters to go, and I was so worried about what was going to happen to the pacing of it. There's so many stories going on at once, so many things to wrap up, and only a couple chapters left. I'm like, there's no way they can do this and have it be good. But it was in the last chapter where I had a suspicion that this was only going to be part 1 of who knows how many. And confirming my suspicions, the final chapter ended with book 1 end right before showing the credits. It was then that I looked into it, and it seems that this is part 1 of a 2-part series. Now, this was not advertised at all from what I can see on the Steam page, so I'm pretty disappointed. I really enjoyed my time with the game, and of course I want to see how things develop after getting invested in it, so I support the sequel getting ported as well. But I think you need to disclose that people are not purchasing a fully contained story somewhere in the game's description. I think it would have been better if they had included part 1 and 2 together when porting it, since it seems part 2 is already available on mobile, because I know there's people who maybe are interested in this title, but knowing that it's not full, maybe would want to wait to purchase it, or people who think they're going into it, they wouldn't mind buying 2 parts, but feeling like they were tricked. And I don't think that's right. This game also leaves something to be desired for subsequent playthroughs. I missed out on some CGs, and I think you need to unlock all of a guy's CGs before being able to choose them at the end for that branching scene, because I was missing one of them as a possible option for that part. I tried to go back to specific chapters to find the choice I missed, but it was too obnoxious trying to find where I missed out on it, and it wasn't clear if I'd need to make certain choices prior to the chapter I thought the CG might be in. This could require a whole other playthrough, which I did not feel like doing blindly, but I was able to romance all of the leads and get 2 of their special scenes at the end. So it's very possible you could do all 3 in one playthrough, and I just messed up somewhere along the line. All that being said, I enjoyed my time with it a lot, and I think it's absolutely worth playing, only if you're informed about what it contains and what it does not contain before buying it. I'm really worried people are gonna buy this and feel let down when they realize, oh, wait, I don't even get the whole story, you can't leave it off like that. I don't have a problem with them splitting the story up if that's what they want to do. I think you need to make that very clear to people who are spending money on the game. They need to be informed before making that decision. So overall, it's a great game. I think you should play it. I'll have a link down below if you want to wishlist it and be notified when it comes out. It's coming to Steam and the Nintendo Switch. The benefit of it being on the Switch is you won't have to play with that annoying bar, but I can't vouch for how it plays on that. If you enjoyed the video, press the like. If you want to see more visual novel content, subscribe. I cover that along with cozy games and RPGs on my channel. With that out of the way, I hope you're living today in a way you won't regret, and I'll see you in the next one. Pook out.